you want to have access to the latest technology that lets you be one step or even a few steps ahead? When you trade gold CFDs, be like me. Trade with XTB. Do you want to have access to the latest technology that lets you be one step or even a few steps ahead? When you trade gold CFDs, be like me. Trade with XTB. Do you want to have access to the latest technology that lets you be one step or even a few steps ahead? When you trade gold CFDs, be like me. Trade with XTV. Do you want to have access to the latest technology that lets you be one step or even a few steps ahead? When you trade gold CFDs, be like me. Trade with XTV.
Hello, everyone, and welcome for a new day. We are in the third day of the Forex Week 2021. So far, we had two interesting sessions. The first session it was with me, and the second session yesterday was Raja. It was super interesting. People liked it a lot, and hopefully, the session today will be also amazing with our guest, our third speaker, Mr. Ashraf Laidi. Ashraf Laidi, he's an independent strategist and trader and the founder of Intermarket Strategy Ltd. Uh,
I cannot hear you. Wait, can you hear me?
yes, I can hear you.
I cannot hear you. Hold on a second.
Okay. So in this third day of the Forex Week, Mr. Ashraf will be talking about the markets and if the market will repeat itself, repeat the move of 2018. I think it will be very interesting. Hope that you are enjoying this Forex Week. We had a lot of requests to bring back the replays, and you are
Just be
sending
patient
to
with
my
me.
email.
Sorry, I'm doing putting a microphone here.
Mr. Ashraf, can you hear me? Oh, I think he's not yet. Okay, so you can have the chat box on YouTube. You can ask all your question. I'm pretty sure it will be very, very, very important session. What you will get from this session, it's way beyond what you expect as you had yesterday and before. So we will just wait. We have a small technical problem with Ashraf because he is not able to listen to what we are saying.
Usually I have no problem with this. With the Zoom, with the sound options, I cannot hear you. Sorry, you're speaking.
Maybe,
I know you're speaking.
Okay.
I'm doing a mic.
Okay, during this time انت عربي والضيف عربي والجمهور عربي عبد الله. يس المشكله انه لا في كثير جمهور من برا اكثر من نص اللي تسجلوا من برا يعني انجلش we believe انه even you guys English. هذه كانت شوية discussion about
Can you speak, Abdullah?
Yes, I speak. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Hello.
Hello? Hello?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Hello? Can you speak? Can you say hello?
Hello, hello. Can you hear me?
No, don't introduce me because I cannot hear you. Sorry. Yes, I would like to hear you speak. I'm sorry about that. Can you hear me? Hello? I cannot hear you.
Yes, I can hear you. Personally, okay. I can hear you.
Can we turn off and I come back in again?
Yes.
Okay.
We will be waiting for you. تعرف انجليزي هاي عبد الله هاي طارق finally ظبط chatting. Yes ظبط chatting. مصطفى the Zoom is not opening. لا لانه بطلنا على الزوم. نحن قلنا بس اول نهار رح بيكون الزوم والباقي كله رح بيكون على اليوتيوب هي على اليوتيوب شانل. سو بدي اطلب من الاشخاص اللي عم يتابعونا as much as you can if you can spread اذا فيكم تبعتوا هيدا الفيديو لاكثر هيدا اللينك لاكبر عدد ممكن من الاشخاص اللي بتعرفون they are into trading. يمكن نحن ما قدرنا نوصل لهم بمطرح المطارح بهذا الموضوع. If you can send them هذا اللينك it's totally for free and they can attend معنا. مساء الخير جميعا. Sorry for this technical issue. عند أشرف بس لأنه ما بيقدر يسمعني أنا شو عم بحكي. بس إن شاء الله بتنحل. Hello Ashraf, can you hear me now?
Hello.
Ashraf, can you hear me now? Hello Ashraf.
Where are the settings? Okay.
Okay, I'm trying to fix it, my bad. I think he should use the computer mic to hear us or use mic with a headset. Yep. Let's see. رح ابعت له اياها هيدي الكومنت صراحة. One second. Okay. So guys, so far الاشخاص اللي بعد ما حضروا اللايف هديك امبارح رجعتوا حضرتوه مع رجا and our make sure الاشخاص اللي قفوا اللايف ما يقولوا خلص قفيناه، ترجعوا تحضروه. نحن تاركينهم session 1 session 2 3 4 5 رح نتركهم كلهم هون. You can see him and hear him. The problem is from his side. Yes, هو مش عم يقدر يسمعنا. This is the problem. So hopefully انكم تكونوا عم تستفيدوا للماكسيموم. اذا بتحسوا انه ممكن نعمل اي شيء اضافي لحتى نكون عم نحسن هذه الامور كمان you can comment it. نحن كمان نكون عم ناخذ بعين الاعتبار هذا الموضوع.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Ashraf.
And now I can hear you. I can hear you. Perfect.
Okay, perfect. We still have the
All
video.
right. Now let's do the share screen.
Okay, one second. Let me put you as a co-host. One second.
Sorry about that, guys.
Technical issues happened. It's normal. But we still can't see your face.
Can you see my face?
No,
Oh, okay.
the camera is off. Okay, perfect. Now it's perfect.
Okay, let me do the share screen now. Share screen, multiple participant. Okay, one participant can share at a time.
You can share. I'm not sharing the screen. You can
I'm
share.
sorry?
You can share the screen. I'm not sharing any screen.
Okay. Yeah, but I want to know which screen you're looking at. Usually it gives me the choice, which screens do I share? Okay, here. Yeah, all right. Here we go. All right, guys. You can see the black screen? You can see the chart?
Yes.
Hello? You can see that?
Yes, we can see the Bloomberg chart.
Perfect. Okay, shall we start?
Yes, we can start.
Okay.
I already introduced you to.
Okay, great. All right, so just doing the, I'm having, sorry, hello everyone. Sorry, I'm having some issues here with the PowerPoint and with the voice note. So this is basically the cover. This is ashraflaidi.com and basically Ashraf Laidi. And are we going to see a repeat of 2018? So, so first of all, اللي ما بيحكي عربي ولا اللي ما بيحكي انجليزي متاسفين، لكن اخترنا انه نتكلم بالانجليزي. We're going to do this in English, okay, because it's more likely people who do not speak, people who speak Arabic can also likely speak English, but those who do not speak Arabic, they have no choice. فقلنا الناس اللي بيتكلموا عربي اكيد بيفهموا شوي انجليزي، لكن الناس اللي ما بيتكلموا عربي مش راح يقدروا يستفيدوا اي شيء، ولذلك اخترنا انه نتكلم بالانجليزي, and that's why we chose to speak in English. I hope everything is fine for everyone. Okay, and Abdullah, where do I see the list of the questions? Do I see the list of the questions, or are you going to give me the list of the questions?
It's on YouTube. It's on YouTube.
It's on YouTube. Okay, so I'll go into the okay. So
the same link that you retweeted.
Lovely. Okay, great. Right. I'm not sure how many of you are beginners or what is the experience that you guys have in this, but this is going to be a webinar basically where we're going to go straight into the things that I have been watching, okay, with our group, with our WhatsApp group, okay, who are trading, okay, and there's much noise out there. Everything is in a bubble. The stock market is in a bubble. Bitcoin is in a bubble. What do I do? Is the dollar going to be a safe haven? I don't understand. Why is gold not rising? There's a lot of confusion out there, okay? So what we do is that we use this thing, which is I specialize on, called inter-market analysis, which is basically we combine different markets and we see how they react to each other, and we see when relationships hold and when they break down. So I could have started this webinar with many things. I could have spoken for 15 minutes about myself. I could have spoken about the table of contents, but I'm just going straight to the point because I like to get to the point. And all of you have other things to do. So basically, why did I say this? This is the dollar index. The yellow chart is the yellow index. The yellow chart is the dollar index, not the Bloomberg dollar index, not the US dollar versus the yen. The US dollar index, which is a basket of 6 currencies. So I'm going to let you see this. And the graph, the white graph on top, is the 10-year yield, and the green and the red is dollar yen. So I'm going to let you watch this for 2 seconds while I go to the YouTube link and to see what questions do you have, because I like sometimes to take questions as they come rather than have everyone sit tight, get bored. Then finally, when they're about to ask question, they forgot what they wanted to ask. So let me see. So I'm going to let you watch that thing, the chart. I'm going into the YouTube. Oh, I hear myself speak. Oh, I don't want to hear myself speak. A lot of people think that I like to hear myself speak, but no. Okay, so, all right. So I'm going to get back to the chart. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you these things, which is very long-term in nature for you. You don't know how to make money out of this and so on and so forth. So we're going to tell you how we can trade out of this. So what is happening right now, and what this chart is telling you, is that you start with the dollar index. And before I go into the dollar index and I talk about this chart, what you need to understand is that this dollar index is a basket of 6. It's a basket of 6 currencies against the US dollar, 57% of which is by the euro. So the euro dollar is very much influencing this thing here, this basket. And this dollar index is traded, used to be called the New York Board of Trade, Lower Manhattan, used to be part of the Cotton Exchange, New York Board of Trade, and now it was taken over by the ICE, the Intercontinental Exchange. So just a little bit of history for you. A lot of people say the dollar index is not accurate, is not right, because it has 57% of the basket is euro dollar. I believe 9% or 10% is 12% is yen, then sterling, and then the Canadian, then the Swiss franc, and then guess what? The Swedish krona. So a lot of people said, what, the Swedish krona? Who put that? So So I could tell you on the side that I've been increasingly watching the dollar versus yuan, the Chinese yuan, and also the Bloomberg dollar index because it includes other currencies. But the reason people continue to watch this, by the way, how is the sound? Is the sound good? Is the sound good?
Yes, it's perfect.
The reason that people continue to use this, the dollar index, is because it is traded. It is tradable. Not only people are trading it, CTAs, the commodity trade advisors, the small hedge funds are trading it. So it is tradable, it is liquid, and thus it's things like the moving averages. They're quite telling. Okay. So what is the story here? It's basically, well, the dollar index, it fell from peak to low around 13%, just like it did in early 17, and then it fell 15%, and then it's up to rise. The most important part is this. So I'm going to go and I'm going to expand this chart. I want you to understand this. So this is 2016. So let me just walk you through here. Let me just walk you through. So this is November 2016. Trump won in 2016. Then when Trump won, the dollar went up, yields went up, and everything went up. Why? Because he said, I'm going to spend on infrastructure spending. I'm going to cut taxes. I'm going to increase spending. So yields went up because they expected there's going to be more growth. So yields go up with inflation. And dollar yen, so dollar yen is the green, and the yields, the bond yields gone up. And this is the same thing that happened here. Okay, the same thing. Now, lots of you do not care about bond yields, but our members, the WhatsApp group, we've been telling them, drilling into their brain, the idea of bond yields. يا أخي شو بدنا البوند yields؟ إحنا ما بنتداول bond yields. We don't trade bonds. Why do you tell us? I've been drilling it. I've been brainwashing my members. You need to know what bond yields. You need to know. Until now, March 2nd, 2021, every TV anchor with 6 months experience in media is talking about bond yields. Because bond yields, like somebody said, he was the advisor to Bill Clinton. He basically said, when I come back in the afterlife, I want to come back not as the greatest football or soccer player or the multi-billionaire. I want to come back as the bond market, because the bond market intimidates everyone. So basically, there's somebody speaking in Russian in the YouTube. I don't know, why do people speak in Russian? I mean, I didn't know. Is it international language? Am I supposed to understand Russian? Do I look like I speak Russian? That was a joke. All right. So, so basically, the bond market is important because it is the main answer why stocks are threatened by rising bond yields, and why gold is falling. That's the main reason. So we need to understand the bond yields, and that's why I'm going to go back to this chart in a bit, and that's why a few months ago I tweeted this. I tweeted this chart and this. So what I'm going to do, you see this chart? I'm going to take away the moving averages. I'm going to take away everything so you can see the analog, التناظرية, the analog, the similarity across time. Okay, this is the bond yield. And this is something that I have been posting since around, I would say, end of 2020. And I said to the world, my planet said to the other planet, I said, is our bond yields going to be doing this, what they did here in 2013? Are they? And if they are, could that be very dangerous for gold? And if it, I know, now I'm taking you to 2013. I don't want to confuse you. I was talking about 2018, but now I'm going to talk about 2018, 13, and then I will go back. But I basically said, if bond yields are going to push higher, okay? If bond yields are going to push higher, could it be very similar to like 2013? And many people said, Ashraf, what is a taper tantrum? So I'm going to explain right now what is the taper tantrum, because Mustafa, a dear member of mine, and I say dear because he's like almost like a friend now. He speaks to me a lot. He's a member of WhatsApp and we get to chat and everything. And he asked me a question and I forgot to reply. And he said, what's this taper tantrum? And the taper tantrum, you need to know what this is. You will never read a story in the market, in the Financial Times, or in the Wall Street Journal, or in even Wall Street Bets, okay, without hearing the taper tantrum. So are you ready to know what it is? Taper tantrum is basically the Federal Reserve has been buying bonds to increase liquidity. They buy bonds to bring down yields, and they buy bonds and they buy bonds, and their balance sheet goes up. The balance sheet goes up. And what happens is that in 2018, what happened? So early 2018, in February, we had a big drop in the market, and then everything went up. Everything went up. It went up, went up, went up. It was the craziest stock market decline, a rise in a very long time. Actually, the biggest was 2017, and then 2018. And I'll tell you what I'm talking about. And then I'll tell you what is the taper tantrum. Everything comes in due time. You just got to sit back, have your favorite drink or beverage or food, and watch. So basically, 2018. So I need to show you 2018 in, let's say, the stock market. And I will explain to you what happened. So this is a weekly chart. This is 2018. This is the S&P. Oh, Ashraf, we don't like the S&P. We like the Dow Jones. Okay, we will give you the Dow Jones. طيب يا عمي. We will give you the Dow Jones. Okay. The same thing. So what you had, I want you to be, so you need to understand, I'm going to explain a lot of things in this chart, and then I'm going to go back to the gold. I'm going to go back to the yield. I'm going to see how we can make some money in gold, and we can still make some money in gold and in dollar yen and so on and so forth. But the reason I put these charts, is to know where we are. Why do you need to know where you are? Because I'll tell you why. Because when you're going in, like today, my members of WhatsApp group, when they were selling gold at 1730, 1740, and then they got excited, and then they saw 18, and then they saw 20, and then they saw 10, and they were going in and out, and selling and shorting and everything. What you need to know, you need to step back to know where you are, because you need to look at the big picture to have the big picture, to increase the confidence to go in. And if the market goes against you, you need to say, oh, this is just a corrective move, and I'm going to go back in, like 2 days ago. Okay? So that's why we're doing this. Okay, so let's do this. So basically, February 2018, we had a big drop, one of the biggest drops of all time. Okay? And then we stabilized in March 2018, and then the market took off. It took off. And October 2nd, this happened. I know these dates by heart. Now, here's what happened. What happened when the stock market was pushing higher? Okay, the stock market was pushing higher and everything was going up. What happened? The Federal Reserve said, we have good growth. We have high growth. We no longer need to do what? We no longer need to increase more liquidity, to buy more bonds. So what we're going to do? They were buying bonds. I think they were buying like, I don't know, 50, 70, 60 billion a month. They said, we are going to taper. You know what taper means? When you taper something in the English language, يعني بتنقص إشي. مش بتشيل. You don't take it all off. You taper. You're still doing something, but you're doing it less. فهمت علي? You taper. When you do something, you're adding. I'm going to taper now, meaning I'm going to take off a little bit. Yani I'm going to put less. I will still be putting, but I will put less. Now, what did he say? He said, it is now time to do some tapering. Yani they will taper the purchasing. Yani the purchasing of the bonds, the adding of the bonds to the balance sheets will be tapered. يعني عملية الشراء سيتم تخفيضها. So this purchasing process will be tapered. And the market, they said, oh my God, wait a minute. Taper? No, this is the drug you have been feeding us for 8 months. We cannot do anything else. We are addicted to this. The runner who's been running in the 10,000 meters in the Olympic event, 10,000 meters. I don't know how many, it's like 8 or 10 or 20 laps. So he keeps on going and going and going because he has the drug. And when you take it a little bit, when you take it up just a little bit, he's going to show a very big decline. So when Powell said this, and you need to understand what happened. Powell said, we might need to taper. And at the October 2nd meeting, 2018, the market dropped, and it dropped, and then it went up. And then one of the worst things, you all remember here, do you remember what happened? December 2018? The market in December 2018 fell 25%. Why? Because he said, we're going to make tapering a boring process. We're going to make, there's no action. And what happened? The market fell. Apple still, they showed that they had problems with China. And the real economy was hurt because of the trade war, but the stock market was pushing higher. And Mr. Powell and the Federal Reserve were paying attention to the stock market, and they said, everything is fine. We're going to have to reduce, we're going to have to taper. So the big taper tantrum will happen in 2018. But the first one that marked its word in history, the first thing was in what? 2013. And you don't have to take my word for it. You can just go and you can use the God-given gift of this thing called Google, and you can do it yourself. Okay, you don't need to listen to experts like me. So basically, what you do, you go in here. Okay. So if you go here and you type in taper tantrum, okay, there's one in 2016, but the main one are 2018, 2018. But this is the main one, taper tantrum 2013. The phrase describes surge in treasury yields resulting from the Federal Reserve announcement of future tapering of its policy of quantitative easing. So yields go up. So are we clear? Now, we're going to go into the trades. We're going to go into all of these things, everything. So now, going back to this. So what I said to the people in Twitter, I said, and I said it in Arabic, هل يمكن أن نشاهد إعادة ارتفاع الصعود العنيف في العوائد اللي شفناه في 2013 الذي أدى إلى أبريل نيسان الأسود 2013 في الذهب؟ أي واحد اللي بتداول بالذهب في 2013 أتذكر كنا بالسعودية وكان في واحد سألني ماذا حدث للذهب؟ قلت له الذهب ذهب ولم يعد. قلت له الذهب سيذهب ولم يعد. هذه كانت في مارس 2013 كنا بجدة أتذكر وبعدين الذهب نزل. And this, when yields went up, sorry for mixing the languages, but we need to do that. And here's what happened. Now I'm going to take you to the right chart. You see? And here's what happened. And this what you call fractals or analogs ولا التناظريات. إذا أنتم مفكرين إنه هذه التناظرية صدفة ولا هذا مجرد بس يعني سحر ولا بس لا شوفوا الترند لاين نازلة الترند لاين نازلة الترند لاين تكسرت الترند لاين كسرت. And if you want more, I will give you more. And now, if I'm going to show you, I'll show you the similarities also in the moving averages. I'm going to use this. You see the 55-week moving average? You see how we broke? We broke here. And now we're going to add the 100-week moving average. Oh, look where we are. We're here, we're here. And we're going to add the 200. Abdullah, is everything fine? The sound is fine? Everything is good? Everybody is in control?
Yes, everything is perfect.
Excellent.
You have some questions also on YouTube.
Sorry?
And you have some questions on YouTube.
You have some questions. Okay, there is no democracy in the next 15 minutes. No questions. It's all one way. All no, one way from here. All one way. Right. We'll take questions later. So right now where we are, we're here. And I do think that we're going to go to 2% to the 200-week moving average like we did here. Oh, but Ashraf, but the RSI is too expensive. It's too high. It's at 76%. Really? Okay, well, it was here. Look at the RSI here. It was high too. Oh, yes. Well, what did we do? We pushed up. بس انتوا كيف بكم يعني تستفيدوا من الكلام، وكيف انتوا بدكم تنتهزوا فرصة الارتفاع المتواصل في العوائد. Simply, how can you take advantage of this? Well, you know that dollar yen is going to push higher. And this is why the gift that kept on giving in dollar yen was basically we were going long dollar yen. So now, and basically, and I'm going to show something which I haven't shown to people, but again, if you go here, okay. So this is a chart that we showed to people, and basically, we were long dollar yen with the WhatsApp group on from 104.45. Okay, on the 1st of November, the 11th of January. The 11th of January, okay, we went 104.45, and we have an Arabic group, and then we kept on, and then 105.45, we kept on going long, and we kept on, and we kept on, and we kept on, and we kept on. Now, I want to show you a chart here, the Y, and then we kept on, and where's dollar yen right now? What do you do? It's 106.96. There is something I want to show you. Do you see this? Do you see this chart? It's Chinese to you. Okay, I'm going to show you how you can use this chart and why there is more gains in dollar yen. Basically, if you look at this chart, I want you to understand this. Guys, you need to learn, please keep your questions. Everybody has the best questions in the world. When people go and attend a talk, they all think they have the most fascinating question. I'm in love with my question. Oh man, wait, and you're an expert, wait until you hear my question. You would think I'm so smart. You would say, and then people who are in an audience, they like to say, oh, that's a good question. So, but let's just not worry about that for a second. Okay, just worry about learning something new. And this is this. This is the yen flows, the CFTC futures. And before you ask me, where do we get these CFTC futures? Where do we get these flows? You can get them from the internet. Sometimes they're updated, sometimes they're not updated. 15 years ago, I used to get them from the CFTC and I used to put them on Excel. Now I get them from Bloomberg. Here's what you need to know. What you need to know is this. This chart shows the amount of yen, the amount of contracts, futures contract of yen longs versus the dollar, minus yen short versus the dollar. So when this goes up, when this number goes up, that means it is showing an improvement in the net صافي. هذا الرقم يمثل صافي عدد عقود شراء الين ناقص عدد بيع الين مقابل ايش؟ مقابل الدولار. So when you go up, that means, do you see the number here? 28622? 28622, 28,622. That represents, it is the number of yen longs minus yen shorts equal 28,622. يعني, the yen longs exceeds the short by 28,622. Did you get the picture? وصلت الموجة. Hello. Very good. Now, so what happens? As this goes up, there is more yen buying. Here we went from yen net negative, يعني هون كنا تحت الصفر, we were minus 50,000. That means yen shorts exceeded yen longs by 50,000. And then we went up. As we went up, this was good for dollar yen. صح? We went up, we went up, we went up. It was good for dollar yen. As we went up for dollar yen, what happened? The dollar went down because the yen went up. Yes or yes? صح؟ لما شراء عدد عقود شراء الين صار يرتفع ويرتفع يرتفع وصل إلى الأخضر, it went to the green. Okay, what happened? The dollar was going down against the yen. The yen was strengthening because, as you know, this is the dollar yen. This shows how many yen the dollar buys. So when this yellow thing goes down, the yen is going up against the dollar, or the dollar is going down against the yen. Are we clear? Now, I've explained to you these CFTC flows. Now we're going to add some technicals to the situation. الآن راح نقدم شوية فنيات في المسألة. والمسألة فنيات وتناظريات. We're going to use technicals and analogs. And the technicals is that we went up, we tapered, we're going down. There was a trend line support, we broke it. What does that mean? That means that the number of net yen longs is now falling. It's breaking. That is bad for the yen. What does that mean? That would be good for the dollar against the yen. And the same thing that happened here, it's not your job, it's not her job, it's not their job. It is my job to tell you, alert, alert. We have a similarity just like here. And if you don't believe that this looks like this, then I'm going to take off the cable from the computer. I'm going to take off the laptop. I'm going to take off the cable from the microphone. I'm going to leave right here. I'm going to leave right here. واللي بيقول لي إنه هذا ما يشبه هذا خلاص راح نطفي الضوء ونشيل الصوت. طيب فإيش صار؟ The last time you had something like this, you broke a trend line support. You broke a trend line support. What happened to the dollar yen? It said, hey, you think I'm tired? No, I'm not. I'm going up some more. So does that mean that dollar yen is going to go up to 107? It's going to go to 108? It's going to go up to 109? It's going to go up to 110? Is it good to be true? Well, that's why you need to come. And the good thing about coming in the WhatsApp group is that what happened when you are going up and the market is with you 70 pips and then it goes down against you 30 pips, we tell you where is the support, is it time to get out, is it time to reduce, and so on and so forth. Okay. Let me look at some of your questions. Okay. It's good. When I have no questions, that means either nobody is listening and everybody's gone, or it means the sound is not working, or it means you are all listening with passion. And I choose to believe that you're all listening with passion. Okay. Can you please explain the difference between bonds and yields? I noticed stocks dropped. Well, sir, you need to go back to math class, to finance class from the one you took in 1873 and take that book. Okay. Bonds and yields. When bonds go up, that means bond prices go up, yields go down. It's simple as that. Okay. Okay. Relationship of bond yields is the same as the DXY. Not really. Be careful. Be careful. The relationship between bond. Okay, Mosik, that's a very good question. Look, when I wrote my book, this one in 2002, there's many chapters. I wanted to have a chapter on bond yields and the dollar, and I chose not to because the relationship changes, and it was hard for me to understand it when I wrote the book in 2007. Why it changed? Well, it wasn't hard. It was easy to go back and to explain why. Everybody can do that, but it was hard for me to go in the future and try to write a book about it, that to try to say that I know. So, but now I believe I know where the relationship going, but right now, just to tell you, is that people believe that when bond yields go up, and if they go up further, that will be good for the dollar. But I'll just say this, because I need to move on to something else. And actually, what the dollar needs is not a rise in 10-year yields, is a rise in 2-year yields. Okay, actually, I'll show you that chart because I'm not sure the extent of the experience that we have in this webinar. I don't want people to say, "Hey, والله حبينا نتعلم شوي شو هو الين شو هو الدولار." راح الأخ بيتكلم علينا على اليلدز وعلى البونز. والله ضوعنا. You know, I don't want to delve too much into this point until people say, "Oh, well, there was a seminar about how to understand the financial market, but that guy with the glasses and the one with the very strong voice was talking about the bond yields in 2018 and 2013, and it was not useful for me. So that means nothing to me." So I don't know who I'm talking to, but if you have a 4 or 5 years experience in trading this, probably that's what you need. Okay. Spread between dollar and yen yields, more accurate, but BOJ was extremely adamant in holding yields. Okay. Shouldn't we consider the spread between USD and JPY yields more? Yeah. I am more looking into the USD and CNY yields and Chinese yields, okay? And I'll tell you why, but I don't want to, yeah, the steepness in the curve being priced in. Okay, the steepness, I believe I don't want to talk about the steepness of the yield curve because that's something that is going to lose most of the listeners. But if you're more than welcome to come and we can talk about it, you and me, outside the house, okay, face to face, with no guns. Okay, so basically you can tweet me, you can send me a message, and we can talk about the steepness of the yield curve, which I think is going to get steepened. And if the gentleman wants, those people who want to know what are we talking about, we're talking about this. Abdullah, can you see the screen with the 12 charts, the small 12 charts on the right and the big chart on the left? Can you see that?
Yes,
okay,
yes.
Very good. Well, the yield curve is basically, it shows how I was just explaining this over the weekend to my brother-in-law, who is not a finance major, but I was trying to explain to him the yield curve. He's a smart guy, and he got it in 10 minutes. And so you see yourself explaining things about yield curve to people who are not in the markets. And basically, it shows you how high is the difference between long yields and short yields. And this is where we are. This is the dashboard that I like to see every day. This is one of the many charts that I like to see. This is the Dow. Okay. The computer decided to freeze. But okay, so basically, this is one of the things I like to see. I have another dashboard also there that I can see. But this is the Dow. This is the S&P. This is the semiconductor index. It's like the Nasdaq, but it's similar, but it's technology related. This is the industrial metals, not precious metals, industrial. And it's very important for you to learn this. Nickel, zinc, copper, iron ore, the things that are not so impacted by futures trading, but are really go into demand. And these are really important. They tell you what's going on in the economy and so on and so forth. This is the DAX. And this is the gold divided by oil ratio. This is the Chinese yuan, CNH, not CNY. This is the Chinese yuan, the offshore, the one that is more traded. And this is the break-even 10-year. So this is basically the inflation number. And this is the yield spread. This is the DXY. This is the 10-year yield. And this is oil. Now, I want to, Mr. AM, his name is AM. He said about the steepness in the yield curve. So what's your question? Bond yields are also going higher. Is this yield more exclusive to the US? Very good question. Very good question. Okay. Is the rise in bond yields only a US thing? Very good. Well, here is what you need to know. Look, this is a very good question. When bond yields in the US go up, most bond yields in the rest of the world, they also go up. Okay. It's like mainly the stock markets, but you need to know which one is going more. So, let me just show you what's going on. Let me show you what is going on. Mosek asked me, do you think that one of the reasons that gold is going down is because it is not industrial? It's not because it's not what it is. No, it is going down because I'll tell you, yeah. Part of the reason gold is going down, that's a good question. I like this question. It's a very simple question, but it just makes you think. It's very good. The reason it's not going down, the reason it is going down is because, one, it does not have an application, industrial application, and two, it doesn't give you a yield. Okay, so it is competed away very quickly with bond. Whereas, listen, when the electric vehicle revolution goes up in the world, And when you know that copper, not platinum, I also like platinum, copper accounts for a third of the metals in the average electric vehicle, copper is going to go up. And that's why it's going gangbusters. And if you want details on how to buy copper, not trade at Forex, but how to buy ETFs, I can tell you. You can call me later. I'm not going to give it now. Okay? Copper. Iron ore. China is building. It's nowhere near gangbusters like they were building in 2006 and 7 and 11 and 12, but it is growing a lot. And what you need to know, I like this question by Mosaic because it touches so many things. Here is what you need to know. The central banks of the world have dialed up their easing so much. They cannot inject anymore. They can, but they cannot cut rates. So all the power of stimulus is going to go to the governments, meaning the governments, they're going to have to increase spending and spending and spending. And the US is going to run multi-trillion-dollar deficits until it says enough. Everybody, the Germans who never had to tighten the belt, who always like to tighten the belts, they have to spend. What does that mean when the governments are spending? That means they're going to spend on infrastructure. What does that mean? That means the municipal government of Liège or of Kansas City or of Toulon or Toulouse or Cologne, okay? The municipalities, they are going to be given a lot of money by the government. They are going to give contracts to contractors to fix roads, to build bridges, to connect copper wires. All of that goes into your industrial metals, okay? For infrastructure, for building, blah, 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 blah. That's why these guys are up. Oh, but Ashraf, but what about silver? It's this and that. It's a bit precious, but it's also industrial. Shouldn't it go up? Shouldn't it go down? Well, look at the chart. It's doing both. Okay, so we can go into the cup and handle, but the yields. So look at this. So yeah. So what is happening here is that the 10-year yield, so this is a Chinese 10-year yield. They're the highest, 3.25. What is interesting is that the white is the US, the green is Canada, the red is UK, the yellow is Japan and yada yada, and Eurozone and Switzerland. And they're all going up. And yes, it matters which one is going up more than the other. It matters, but they're all going up. So that is interesting thing to see. Now, let's go to dollar yen, because I've explained to you, sorry, I've explained to you dollar yen may be going up because of the analog and so on and so on. But how do you really trade it? How do you really trade it? Okay, so this is the weekly chart. And all of this could be scary. Oh, we're broken. So there is, okay. So I'm going to show something that I don't really show it on, I never shown it on Twitter. And I don't really show it don't really show it in my webinars. So I'm going to share it with you, and I've shared it with my WhatsApp groups from time to time just to make a point. So are you ready? I'm going to ask a question. Are you ready? I want to see actually how much of a delay there is between me asking a question and me answering, seeing the answer on YouTube. So I'm going to ask you a question, and you say, yes, I'm ready. So whoever is listening, say, yes, I'm ready. Right now. Let's see what's the time difference, the time delay here. Okay, that wasn't too long. Good. All right. So here's what we're going to do. Are you ready? I'm going to show you something relatively new. It's a new approach. I've done it before. You've probably seen it. Okay. So this is dollar yen, right? This is the daily chart. Okay. It's dollar yen. And what we're going to do is that there is something called the moving average deviation. So this chart, pay attention, please. Okay, so this shows you how much is dollar yen above its 200-day moving average. So right now, it is 1.4% above the 200-day moving average. And historically, dollar yen, what is done? So, okay. Yeah, Jad, I will get to the question later on. It's not so important, Jad, what they said. What's important is what Powell is going to say tomorrow. And what this shows, please pay attention. Please pay attention. Okay. What this shows is that this key level, 3%, is going to be important. What is 3%? So this level here, the blue, is 4%, is 4%, dollar yen 4% above its 200-day moving average. So in history, in the last 7 years, in the last 7 years, 200-day, the dollar yen, it went 18% above its 200-day moving average, 15% above its 200-day moving average, and then it came down. It went 11% above its 200, and here it went 4%. But I don't only do it for the 200, I also do it for the 50 or 55. I do it for the 50 moving average. And here, dollar yen is near the 2.3% level above its 200, is above its 55-day moving average. And that's why I did this. Because this, what it shows you, this point, for instance, it's 2% above its 55. So 2% above 55 is 106, and we passed it. And this is one of the reasons why I continued to be bullish and tell people to the WhatsApp group, keep buying here, a 104.40. On January 11th, see, January 11th, we were a 104.40 here. January 11th. Where's January 11th? January 11th. Look at the right, 104 here. And then we went, and then on February the 5th, there's a trade I've taken yesterday, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, went long dollar yen 105.45. 105.45. February 2nd. February 2nd, here, 105. And we kept on buying. And this is why I call this the gift that keeps on giving, because it goes up in a staircase, goes 3 steps up, 1 step down, 3 steps up, 1 step down. The perfect textbook for technical analysis. Okay, if you don't have a perfect book on technical analysis, if page 75 of a rising trend is missing of your book, just use this. Okay, and that's one of the things that we can use. And this is one of the things that we go in and we go to WhatsApp and I tell them what's going on and why do you think the levels are going to go. All right. Powell is speaking tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern time, New York time tomorrow. That means 5 p.m. GMT London, 6 p.m. Central European time, 9 p.m. Dubai time. Have I given you enough information? All of that is around that time. Now, what is going on with the stock market? look at the NASDAQ. So let's do a little bit of, okay, so here are the levels, ladies and gentlemen. So here are the levels. Here's where the market is right now. These are one of the key levels that I watch. Okay. This is the US minus China 10-year yield. This is gold, silver, FTSE, DAX, VIX, Bitcoin, Ripple, Ethereum, Litecoin, Shanghai Composite, Euro Kiwi, Sterling Kiwi, all the crosses. This is what I look at every morning. Every morning I look at this, and when you have experience in watching this, you can actually, you don't need to look at the charts. You need to look at the low and the high, and then you need to know where is the thing next to what. And you can tell. This is an exercise I've done 2011 at an expo in Paris. And I told people, how do you know which is the strongest currency and which is the weakest currency? I said, you can look at it here. And I made a test. It wasn't an expo, it was in Paris. Le Salon de la Bourse à Paris. And I was in a booth. Okay, I'm going to take this off, so because when I do this, you're not paying attention. So I was in a booth, and I was with the CMC markets, and we had a booth, and it was in France. And next to me there was the BNP Paribas booth. BNP Paribas were in there. They were selling their warrants. There was, FXCM, there was this, there was that, and I had my booth. And me was 3 employees of CMC Paris. And I was speaking in a microphone, and I was trying to get people going. And I said to people, ladies and gentlemen, with a microphone, I bet you, you will not know by looking at the chart which is the strongest currency and which is the weakest. And anyone who tells me what is the strongest currency and the weakest currency, anybody who tells me what is the strongest and what is the weakest, just by looking at this chart, he will win a copy of my book. I said, Mesdames, Messieurs, okay, je vais vous faire un grand défi. Il faut que vous devinez quelle est la monnaie la plus forte et la plus faible. Selon, pas en voyant ou en regardant les charts, mais les chiffres. So they were looking, and people were looking. And then I was saying it with a microphone. And then the guy from the BNP Paribas booth came in, and he wanted to see. And then the guy from the JP Morgan, he wanted to come. And the guy from FXCM, he wanted to come. And then the guy from the fireman who wanted to say, you're causing a fire hazard in the booth. He said there's over 30 people are in the booth. He wanted to say, stop. He wanted to go in and to try to guess what was the strongest currency. I kid you not. So everybody was looking. And I said, come on, guys. And nobody was able to guess it. I said, I can't believe it. I am in France, the country of one of the biggest derivative exchanges in the world. All the engineers and all the maths sup and maths spé and all the smartest people. And you cannot give me an answer. I cannot believe you. I was in La Bolsa de Milano, in Milano Bolsa in November 2009, and I asked this question, and they gave me the right. And you know the French, when you tell them that the Italians were able to guess it faster, everybody, they get angry and they want to beat them. And I said, I was in Milano, and I got the answer in less than 5 minutes. And we're in France with all the universities, with all the, and you cannot answer me. And then people got, hot and bothered, and they said, oh. So I'm going to show you now how to do it. So basically, yes. So how do you see it? How do you do it? Well, you can actually go to my, Ashraf, he always does promotion for his website. He's incredible. Yeah, whether you like it, I can do whatever I want. This is my time. Abdullah gave me my time. I can do whatever I want. Actually, it's good for you too, because you can go here and you can tell which is the strongest currency and the weakest currency here by going to my website, and you go into this and you can say dollar weekly. What is the strongest currency? I don't know why this is small, but you can do it. The sterling is the only strongest currency against the dollar. Everything else is weak. Okay, and you can say, well, I can do it against the sterling. You see, everything is down against the sterling. Or you could do it. What about since the beginning of the year? Year to date. Year to date, year to date, sterling is up against all the currencies. Never mind. Let me get back to what I was saying. So, how do you do this? How do you do this? When you look at a chart, when you look at this, and you look at this every day, you have the euro, you have the high, and you have the low. So what do? You compare. You look at the euro and you say, oh, it's at 2070. Okay, is this close to the low? It is close to the high? No, it is in the mid-range. But you start with the euro. But if, let's say the euro was at if it's right now a 121.13, it's next to the high, you need to know, is it because of euro strength or is it dollar weakness? So what do? You look at dollar yen and you say, what is dollar yen? 106.90, 106. Oh, it's also middle of the range. But sometimes what you do, you can ask yourself the same question by looking at the main pairs, euro dollar, dollar yen, sterling dollar, and then you can tell which ones. And this exercise, this visual, mental, intellectual, whatever you call it, exercise, if you do it every day, you can tell, you can scan with your God-given eyes, and you can tell which is the strongest, which is the weakest within 2 minutes. So I was in France, I was in Paris, and I said, by looking at this, tell me what is the strongest currency, what is the weakest currency. So what you say, oh, this is near the low, but this is near the high, but this is also near the high, but near the low. So it cannot be this. Oh, is euro sterling up because of this or because of that? Is it because of a sterling weak? Do you understand what I've just done? You either understand it or you don't. Okay. So basically, and this is the kind of stuff that you can do. So just for you and for you to know, so this is basically, and yesterday, before we went to sleep, okay, so basically, let me just tell you this chart that we showed to people. So we told them yesterday to the WhatsApp group, and again, we have this in Arabic. So, oh, this is Ashraf doing some promotion for his WhatsApp. Yeah, I am doing promotion, but actually to show you that this stuff actually works. So yeah, it's two birds with one stone, but actually to show you that this stuff works. Here on Monday, I said that there's a very good sign that cryptos are going to be well supported because Ethereum was showing a very good support at 1400. And I did say that Ethereum is going to be well supported at 1400. And here is the chart of Ethereum. Huh? Yeah. Guys, it is 6 p.m. I've been speaking for 50 minutes. Do you want me to add for another 5 hours? Okay. So basically, so this is Euro, this is Ethereum. And look where it stopped at 1300, 1320. Okay. And it held. And basically what we said, and this was in Monday, and this was on Monday. On Monday, we said Ethereum appears to have held at important support of 1300. People said it's too premature. You cannot tell. And this was Monday. So this candle is March 3rd. So yeah. So basically, what are we today? Wednesday? Yeah. So this is Monday. And I said 1300, it appears, and it's gone up. We're 1313. And basically now, dollar yen remains on the path to 107.20, so minus size accordingly. Where is dollar yen right now? 107.15. So this was Monday. And then I'm going to show you some of the charts. Yeah. And then we were said you have to go short gold, blah, blah, blah. Door wide open for 17.18. And then on Monday night, just to show you that this stuff works and we are actually helping people do well. So this was, and this is the gold, this is the Dow. And the Dow chart here basically shows you that those are the key levels that the market is watching. I said the Dow is failing the midpoint of this bar. You see the midpoint of this bar? It's failing it, which coincides with the wicks of the high. And the and it's also respecting this. I'm going to take you a little bit more. For those of you who are members of the WhatsApp and you've seen this already, you're bored of it, it's okay. You can see it again, so it will stick more. But here is the chart, and then yeah. And this is what we showed yesterday. And I want you to pay attention to this because I'm going to show the Dow chart right now here. Okay. So this is the latest Dow chart today. And I really want you to understand this. This is the Dow cash, okay, today. And this is the chart. And what did I say here? I basically said that yesterday, please pay attention. We basically said, you see this chart? This was yesterday. So this ended, this was yesterday. So ended here. And basically what we said, will Dow close below the midpoint of Monday's candle, or will it hold, blah, blah. So basically what we said, you see this? You see this? We said that here, the Dow, it rose and it failed the midpoint of this candle, the midpoint. And the midpoint of this candle. So today, in this session, we spoke about intermarket analysis. We spoke about technicals. We spoke about wicks. We spoke about candles. We spoke about a lot of things. And you need to combine all of these things and learn all of these things. Learn about Powell. Learn about what the hell is tapering. Learn what is a wick. Learn what is a candle. Learn what is an intermarket. Learn what is 55 days. Yes, you need to know and to put everything and to know when to use it, because we're talking about money. We're talking about money. We're not talking about, how to write a letter, how to learn a language, okay? And you need to be equipped with all of this information to go to the battle, because my friend, the battle can be very violent. And you, no matter how well you're equipped with your capital, if you're using 50 to 1 or 100 to 1 margin, you are vulnerable, my friend. So be careful. So be careful. So what did the market do? It failed. And here is what we said. Okay. Jay Powell is calling me. He wants to know what to do tomorrow. So I said, please, I'm busy. Jay Powell on the phone. So now, and then I said, same idea. And then I said, if you don't know what to do, so last night, 1:29 a.m., 1:29 a.m. GMT, today, 1:29. So for those of you who are in the US session, don't complain. Gold will eye 1723 from current 1732. This was last night. And you know what happened to gold, okay? Here's what gold did. So, and then, sorry, I'm showing people's names here. And then this worked. And the same idea applied from yesterday's Dow. This stuff works from 3162, 3133. And then I said, translation. If all of this is too complicated for you, translation, shorting Dow near 3159, target 3144. Okay. Okay. Shorting Dow near 3159. This was what time? This was 11:16 today. 11:16. That means 11 on time. That means +2. 1:15 p.m. We said short 3159. We were here 3159 here, and then we said target 44. 44 right here. Okay, or shorting S&P. So 38.45. Target 38.45. Where did it go? 38.33. So And then basically gold hit the target twice, Dow hit the target, shorting gold, and so on and so forth. And then if it wasn't enough, we said, let's go for the NASDAQ. This is 1448. 1448. I know I'm overdoing it a little bit, but I'm trying to show you these things, they work. Okay? These things work. And this is the NASDAQ 1 hour chart. I'm going to take it to the 2 hour chart. The 2 hour chart. Okay? So we said, okay, 12.8. I'm going to go into the cup and handle for the silver. It's very important. I said, so 1444, 1448 London time. These charts are New York, so -5, it's 948. So 948.
Yeah, but today it's actually fast. I don't know what they've done.
So yeah, so we were here, and I said short. We were at 13,920, and I said target 12,880, and then I said no, target 12,855. Everything is clear, it's transparent, and we did go, and we went here. So enough. So let's go to silver, and this is what I think is very important for you. Sterling yen. I'm sorry, I don't trade sterling yen. If you have any questions on sterling yen, you come and tell me in a bit. You come to my Twitter, so on and so forth, because it's very volatile. I'm not going to go into it, but this is what I want to show you. Sterling yen. I don't trade sterling yen. I'm not going to talk about it, but if you have a question, okay, I will talk about it in a bit. This is what you call the cup and handle. It's a very common pattern in metals, in gold and silver. It happened many times. Okay, but wow, this is happening. And what it is that you don't need to take my word for it. What is the cup and handle? But you just go here. Okay. Very simple. The summary is that it tells you is that it is actually a continuation pattern. But what you need to do, you come down. So you have you test the base of the candle. Of the top. You come down not more than half. So not just a third, not more than half, and then you go up. Okay. So this is what you do. It is a continuation pattern. Okay. You do this. You fall. This is the handle of the cup. You fall. You don't go more than half of the distance between the bottom and the top, and then you go up. Sometimes it's a third. Sometimes it's a third, and sometimes it's a third. Sometimes it's half, but not more than half, and then you go up. And this is a textbook one, and you can see this in gold. This has been very popular in gold. Very popular in gold. Yeah. I actually, when I was in Egypt, it was playing out in 2018. This was a perfect one here. Okay, here. This was perfect. We did not go all the way up, but this was perfect. This here. Okay. And in silver, there's a few, but all of you who've been to follow me for at least a year and a half will.
Yeah, there's lots of stuff.
Okay.
There's like some.
And then you can adjust this for you to know that.
There's some other ones that I haven't.
Okay. You come in here, you break not more than half, and then you go up. Okay, it's very common, and it happened in 2018, and it also happened in the previous bull market in 2002, 2005. Now, never mind about this. So this is where, that's why there's a strategy here. What we do, let's just see what we are when the market is. So gold is at 1718. I believe there's probably one more try. I've been saying since Monday, actually since Friday, we're going to go to 1680 in gold. And I think we're going to go 1680, probably 1660. But what it is, the technique that I've been telling people is that, listen, when gold starts to fall from 1720 to 1718 to 1717, and you're afraid that you're selling near the lows, إذا أنت عم بتبيع الذهب من 17 18 و17 16 17 15 وأنت خايف إنه أنت راح تبيع قرب القيعان، اوكي، وخايف انه راح تبيع بالقيعان وبعدين راح يطلع، ايش بتشوف؟ بتشوف في الفضه. You will look and you're afraid that you're selling at the lows, then you start looking at silver. And the idea is that with silver, if you are right now as we speak, you are 26 at 29, you can short at 26 at 29, and then you can just target 26.10 or 26.15, not more. If you want to push your luck اذا بدك تزودها فيك تبيع لما يوصل على 26 20 فيك تبيع على 26 20 وتسكر على 26 5 ولا 25 90 بس مش اكثر, but not more. And the idea and why can you go with only 10 cents in silver? ليش بتقدر تعمل لانه ليش بتقدر يعني تعمل مصاري من 29 الى 19 بس؟ لانه السيلفر زي ما بتعرفوا بيسوى كثير وبيطلب يعني مارجن كثير وفي نص لوت في 10 سنت في السيلفر يساوي كثير مصاري, because only 10 cent in silver with half a lot is a lot of money, and you know that, and you will not know that until you trade. Okay, so that's why there is a lot to happen. Fortunes will be made and fortunes will be lost in this handle. So there is a small chance that we may go all the way, let's say, I don't know, to this level here, and then we'll go up. But right now, what you need to worry, we are here, 1629, sorry, at 2629, we could come back down, and then there is the next support here. And this is with the GameStop, with the Wall Street bets, with all the hoopla that was going up. I said, everybody, this is not going to last, it's going to come down, be careful. And a lot of people will lose money. كتير ناس رايحين يضيعوا مصاري في الذيول. A lot of people are going to lose money in these wicks, in these shadows. At the end of the day, they're just noise. It's easy for me to say it's just noise, but this is what happened. So if we take off this, we are dealt with this. We are dealt with a trend line support. And okay. And if you don't believe in the trend line support, just with the chart as is, then you will see that there is some sort of, there is a head in a way. So there is a high, there's a consolidation, there's a high. So the market, I think, is ready to go back towards 2560. Be careful, be careful. If you see 2560, you do not, and if you want to sell it, you can sell, but smaller size. And the pyramid idea, when you apply a pyramid, حكمة الهرم إنه أنت لما بتبيع راح أفسرها بالعربي بعد شوي. But in English, I'll explain it in Arabic in a bit. But what it is, let's say you're here. Let's say I'll take you to the daily. Take you to the daily. Let's fix this here. So the next time I go to it, I see it ready. Okay, now I want to go to the daily. إن شاء الله عبد الله ما أخذنا كثير من وقتك.
لا بالعكس الاودينس كثير مبسوطين وانت طالما you are in we are in معك.
Excellent. Okay, so right now with silver, I don't want to spend too much thing on silver because it's a very dangerous pair. But when you are confident and you can go low size, you can make some good money. And يعني, silver is the one that can change your portfolio if you are really confident, and if it can trade, it can change your account to the good or to the worse. I've had some bad experience with it, I had some good experience with it. But there is something that is telling me, that we may have to go down to the 100-day moving average. But the thing that I wanted to say, and this is very important, and this applies to silver or applies to anything else, is that let's say you're selling, you sold here at 27.50 and you closed 20 cents later, and you closed and you closed and you sold and you closed. You're getting close to the support. So what do? You're getting close to the support. Do you use the same amount size of the trade that you did before? So there's various schools. There's one school that said you open various positions as long as the market is going in your favor. So you can close them as the market is going for you, and you can close the previous positions. Okay? A lot of people, they double down, they add more positions when the market is going against them. Not always, actually, it is usually a bad idea, unless you're very, very confident with your approach, or you are in Las Vegas and you want to double down. But usually it's not a good idea because you're trading on leverage. And so when the market goes against you and you want to double down, even when you dollar cost average and you open at different positions, it is generally not a good idea, because if the market goes just a little bit more against you, it's going to screw up your account, unless you're using only 5% of your account. But when the market is going in your favor, and this is also a mistake that many people do, and I think there is a person here in this chat who has been doing it. I'm not going to mention his name, and I yelled at him for doing it. I yelled at him. He's here. I'm not going to mention his name. His name starts with an R. Never mind. That's it. I will give the social security and the passport number later on. But he basically, what he did, he was sitting on various trades. I think he was selling Dow, and he opened many, and the market was going in his favor. And then the market turned around and the market went up, and he ended up not closing any of them. When the market is going for you, it is good to open 3 or 4 trades, as long as it is different sizes, but more importantly, it is in different prices. Different prices. Why is that? Because when it goes up, then you start to close the one that was opened earlier, and then you close. A lot of people, what they do that first, but then the market goes for them and they open more, but they don't close. And what they're using more margin, but they don't realize it, because the phone or the platform is not telling them that they're using more margin. Why? Because the market is going in their favor and their equity is increasing, and their balance, their equity is increasing, so their margin use is not going down. The percentage margin utilization is not going down. It is improving. Okay. But what they do, they sit, and then they're getting greedy. They load up. There's nothing wrong with that. But you need to close the other positions, the winning positions. And what happens when the market goes against you? When the market went against Mr. R, it went him, and he ended up having 3 big losing positions in the Dow. So what I'm saying is that, so you can do that. You can short gold with the silver. Don't ever do that. Don't open various positions. Don't. But if you do it, and the market is going for you, and you open and you close, you open, you close. When you open again, you open at a smaller position. لما السوق يكون يتحرك لصالحك نحو اتجاهك، وانت بتفتح وتسكر وتجني 20 نقطة و30 نقطة و40 نقطة وعاود تفتح وعاود تسكر وعاود تفتح، لما السوق يكون يتحرك معك وانت عم تفتح وتسكر، في أغلبية الوقت إنك مش لازم تستعمل نفس الحجم زي ما استعملته من قبل، لكن لازم تصغر الحجم. ليش؟ لأنه أولاً you should use a smaller size, even when the market is going for you, smaller or neutral or the same. ليش؟ لأنه أنت عم تبتعد من السبورت. يعني okay, I'll explain it in Arabic. بعدين I'll explain in Arabic and then I'll do it in English. If you're shorting something and the market's going down, then you, let's do a 10-minute chart. So let's do a 10-minute chart. So let's say this is a resistance right here. This is, so let's say this is a resistance, and market came down, went up, it failed. It failed, let's say because this is a moving average and this is a previous low. It's turning into a high. Sonia, stone us. So basically, so here you got a high, you got a high, you got a low. This is a resistance in silver. I know I'm using a 10-minute chart. So what you do here, you can sell, you can have a nice size trade. You sell here at 26.40. You sell at 26.40. You take profit at 26.30. Okay. Then you want to get greedy and you want to sell more. And you say, okay, I want to sell here. I want to take profit here. Then you take profit. But what you're doing, as the market is going against for you, it is going away from the resistance. The resistance is a level at which many people say you put a stop above. So what it is, when the market goes down, 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 it is more likely going to go back up, retest the high, and come down. But when it goes back up and retests the high, if you use a big amount or as big as this, you're going to have more of a decline against you. But if you use a smaller amount, as the market rebounds, it's likely to rebound because it just wants to retest the high and then goes back down. It's going to hurt you. فأنت لما عم بتبيع هنا قرب المقاومة، لأنه هذه مقاومة، لأنه هذا كان دعم، خلينا نقول، لأنه هذا المقاومة، هذا كان هنا مقاومة، هنا مقاومة. فأنت لما تبيع هنا عندك ثقة أكثر لما تبيع هون، لأنه أنت قريب على المقاومة، ففيك تستعمل حجم نوعا ما معقول، يعني ليس صغير جدا ولكن يعني متوسط ولا كبير. السوق ينزل بيروح من 26.40 إلى 26.30، عملت مصاري، سكرت. الآن إيش بدك؟ عم تشعر بثقة، جوالك صار أزرق وأنت شكلك أحمر بفخر وبهذا، وعم بتفرجي العيلة، شوفوا عملت مصاري بدون ما طلعت من حجرة النوم. مين بده يشتغل وانا عامل مصاري هون؟ عامل لك حالك ابضاي قدام العيلة. بعدين ايش بتسوي؟ بدك تبيع كمان اكثر. هلا لما تبيع ايش بتسوي؟ بتبيع انت الان بعيد على المقاومة، فالسوق يقدر يرجع على المقاومة ويقدر عاود ينزل. بس مشان تحمي حالك من اذا تستعمل نفس الحجم مش ما استعملته هنا، فأي عودة إلى هذا المقاومة راح تضر حسابك أكثر من إذا أنت استعملت حجم أصغر. And then you do this and you do this. And this is called the pyramid. يعني الهرم. إنه لما أنت بتتحرك, it's called the pyramid. As you move up along the time flow, the time scale, you use smaller size. أنت بتتحرك مع الزمن تستعمل شيء أصغر. فهذه ليس قاعدة يعني قائمة كل الناس بيستعملوها، لكن في العالم المارجن والleverage, this is what I really advise. ديروا بالكم. Okay, so we're talking about 5-minute, 10-minute charts, blah blah blah. We talked about dollar yen, yields, intermarket yields, all of that. We talked about Powell. We talked about tapering. There is nothing that we didn't talk about. But let's just look at the bigger scheme of things. So now the daily. So that's why I think عشان هيك أفكر إنه يمكن في هناك احتمال قوي إنه الدولار إنه الذهب راح يرجع إلى 25-40. there's a very good chance that that silver is going to go to 25.50. And how is this in the scheme of things related to the cup and handle? Let's see where 25.50 is. وين دور ال 25 50 ال 40 في متوسط ال100 في محور الكوب والعروة. نروح من لغة إلى لغة، ما هو سهل يعني. Okay, so 25.50, yeah. 25.50, 25.40 is just about here. It's doable. We can respect. We can even go here. فينا نروح لهون 25 ونكون لسه بنحترم الكوباية والعروة. فهمتوا؟ We can even go here because the difference between this 22 and 29, okay, is 38, 24. So really the half point is around 24.50. So we can even go here and test and we can still be considered, but be careful. All right. And I'm going to explain to you, yeah. And but let's see if you have any other questions or you guys, yeah. So again, so all of this stuff about the Dow is very important. And this is what we told the group. This midpoint, when the market is unsure, because the market has not done much. It has just gone into up and down mode. Okay. And this is what the Dow is doing. And this is what we told people, whether it was 1 in the morning or 2 in the morning or 11 a.m. This is what we told them to do. This is the beautiful thing about technical analysis. This is the beautiful. هذا هو جمال التحليل الفني. التحليل الفني بالمجرد بالعين المجردة. التحليل الفني الأول راح ينجح بالعين المجردة. One of the first things of technical analysis it uses with the naked eye. Look at this. Again, I'm going to re-explain what I just said in here. Okay? What I basically said here. Okay? Yesterday. Okay? This was yesterday. هاي كانت امبارح. What did we say? We said A, الخميس, Thursday, from A to B, this is the midpoint. Thursday, Friday, Monday, meaning the day before yesterday, the market went up, but it failed. Yeah, it took on this candle, but it failed the midpoint of Thursday's candle. It failed. It touched it, but it failed. And it is no coincidence that the midpoint also is equivalent to these highs, these wicks. وليس صدفة إنه فشل شمعة الموندي، شمعة الاثنين، فشل عند النقطة النصف الذي تمثل منتصف شمعة الخميس، والذي هذا المستوى يتزامن مع قمم الذيول. الذيول هذه بتحب تروح بتطلع وبتنزل وبتخرب عليك الدنيا وبتنزل وبترجع هون. These wicks, their aim is to spoil your account, is to hit your stop, to come back down and to say, oh, nothing happened. I did nothing at night. You were asleep. I didn't go to a party. I just ended up here. But what did you do between 2 in the morning and 4 in the morning? Oh, I took the car and I went to my friend's house. This is what the candle. ايش سويت بين الساعة 2 الصبح وال4 الصبح؟ تتذكر انتوا شو كنتوا تسووا لما كنتوا صغار؟ لما كان عمركم 13 سنة و14 سنة وكنتوا بتروحوا تسرقوا السيارة تاعت الأهل لما الأهل كانوا بيناموا، ولا كانوا يروحوا لحفلة، ولا شو كنتوا تسووا؟ كنتوا تاخذوا السيارة وبعدين كنتوا تروحوا عند أصحابكم وبترجعوا، ولما الأهل يرجعوا الساعة 7 الصبح بلقاوكم نايمين. بين الساعة 2 الصبح و7 الصبح أنت رحت وفليت، رحت هون، رحت صعتوا صياعة، رحتوا هون، وبعدين لما في نهاية اليوم رجعتوا ما سوينا شيء. You did nothing. This is what these wicks are. These are the wicks that screw your life. And that's why when people tell me, Ashraf, لازم تستعمل stop. Ashraf, you have to use the stop. You have to use, sometimes the stops are not important because what the stop, if you're going to do a stop, it's going to hit, it's going to come back. And that's what you do. And this is the reality of the market. The same thing here. And then what happened? Then on Tuesday, what did I say? I said, if you can go long at 31,330, okay? And then you can go long but target within here because the half point لأنه منتصف النقطة تاعت الماندي تاعت امبارح أول امبارح الماندي okay the half point is equivalent to the bottom of the wicks. Okay, and this is exactly so. Where are we today? So this was yesterday. Okay, this was Tuesday, and this is today. And what is the market is going to do? The market came down. It tries to fool you, but it's going to fail the midpoint of this candle. It's likely going to fail here. And the midpoint of this candle is equal to this and this. Now, pay attention before you get too excited and before you get too confident. How do we know? And then you say, well, Ashraf, how do we know that the market is going to continue to stay in this range? That's a very good question. And here is where you have to ask yourself and say, okay, I know tomorrow is a big day, is the Federal Reserve speech by Powell, and he's going to speak about bond yields and so on and so on. And that's another webinar that takes 5 hours. I know that the market has no incentive to break out of key levels. أنا بعرف إنه السوق كيف تعرف إنه السوق راح يضل محصور ولا منحصر في هذه النطاقات؟ لأنه بتعرف إنه بكرة وبعد بكرة في عندك رئيس الفدرالي راح ياخذ بخطاب مهم، والجمعة عندك الوظائف. يعني قبل هذه الأحداث المهمة السوق مش راح يحب يكسر أي مستويات. The market does not want to break any key support or any key resistance ahead of the big Thursday speech by Powell and the big job report from the US on Friday. And this is how you use your brain and you say, okay, well, the market is quiet. In 24 hours, there is a big event. In 48 hours of the big event, usually the market does not want to break out of the ranges. It's going to stay in the ranges and you will know how to trade it. Let's see what the NASDAQ is doing. NASDAQ 12856, beautiful, hello. So if you remember, so the NASDAQ, yeah. Okay. So, and the NASDAQ, this is where we took it. And I'll tell you why. Okay, this is the last thing that I'm going to do. And why did I say 12,880? This was today.
The GK operator is a bit more optimized.
So here, so again, this was
some of them
1448 today, 1448 London time, 248. We said 12,880. We said to revisit 12,880. We were at 12,940, I believe. 1448. I think we were 12,940. Let's just see. Let's not take my word for it. Here we are. Let's go to the 5-minute chart. And I remember this very well. So again, so 1248, this is GMT, and the time on my chart is New York time. So 2:48 p.m. London -5 is 9:48 a.m. New York. So we're going to go to 9:48, and I believe 9:48 we were at 12,930. 9:48. There we're going to go. 9, because we want to show you that this stuff works and this is all transparent. 9:40. 9:40. 9:40. Here we go. Here we go. It's this candle right here. This is a 5-minute chart. What did I say? We were at 12,940. Yes, we were at 12,960. So here, the market came down, and I said, I didn't say, I basically said, in this one, I said, NASDAQ set to revisit 12,880. I did not say short, I'm going to short. I don't always say that. Sometimes I say, we're going to go, here, just to make it clear. Okay. And yeah, shorting down near 3,100, shorting down, blah, 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 blah. So all of this is done. Okay. So, but why did we choose 12,880? Why did we choose 12,880? And I'll show you why. Bear with me. Okay. Because here, New York Governor Cuomo said he will not resign. No, I did not touch that woman inappropriately. I touched her, but it was not inappropriate. I touched her, but it was very appropriate. So no, I'm not going to resign. Never mind. Okay. So why? Because 12,880 was just around here. Now, some people may say that this is a shoulder, head, shoulder. It could very well be. This could be potentially very dangerous. Okay. And okay. So والناس اللي بيتكلموا عربي واللي بيفكروا انه الاشياء هذه الا بالانجليزي، عندنا كل هذا عملناه بالجروب اللي بالعربي. اوكي. عندنا الجروب بالعربي وعندنا الجروب بالانجليزي، وكله زي الشيء اللي بنقوله بالعربي قلناه بالانجليزي. سوري، ما في شيء بالصيني، ما في شيء باليوناني، ما في شيء بالاسباني. اوكي. كل الاشياء هذه قلناها. كمان بيع الناس ذاك الى 12,180 بنفس الوقت، كله شفافيه، ما في ولا متخبي ولا شيء. Now, and one of the things that I've been saying is that rising bond yields are hurting NASDAQ more than the Dow, because rising bond yields, because tech companies are more leveraged, they are more of a growth companies, so they hurt more by rising bond yields, and they also do a lot of buybacks. That's why if bond yields gonna go up to 2%, that could be troublesome for this. Now let's just see whether this is a really inverted head and shoulder. And there's a lady called Naila. I don't know if she is, if she's paying attention. If you are, just say hello, because she asked me about the question regarding the head and shoulder. So this is what a head and shoulder looks like. So what you want, so you basically want, so this is the shoulder, this is the head, and this is the right shoulder. It does not matter if the left shoulder is above or below the right shoulder. It does not matter if the neckline is straight this way or like that. What matters is that it's clean here. There is nothing. And how do you do the neckline? The neckline is, a lot of people get this wrong. The neckline is so the part of this neckline is the lowest point between the left shoulder and the head. And the right point of the neckline is between the head and the right shoulder. As simple as that. Are we clear? Or are we clear? Okay. العنق يتمثل بين النقطة اليسارية من العنق تأتي بين الكتف الأيسر والرأس، والنقطة اليمنى من العنق تأتي بين الرأس وبين قمة الكتف الأيمن، وتربط, and you link the 2 points, and the definition of a straight line is the shortest path between 2 points. وتعريف السطر المستقيم هو أقصر مسافة بين نقطتين. And the definition, the theoretical determination of a head and shoulder is from high, let's say 14,000 to 12,700. So that makes 1,200 or 1,300 points, to be conservative, 1,300 let's say 1,200 minus 12,700 will give you 11,500. 11,500? Yeah, just around the 200-day moving average. 11,500? And then you see what is the role of 11,500 on the weekly chart on the NASDAQ. What is 11,500? And then you say, do I want to go all the way to 11,500? Oh, that is too much. No, I'm a conservative kind of guy. Now, from a visual point of view, it seems that we are testing a nice support here. See, here, 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 because that's what a neckline is. A neckline is a support. So, but 11,500 is pushing it. I believe that the next level, the next key level is going to be, and this is what I said to the WhatsApp group, we need to break the neckline. Once we break the neckline around 12.9, 12.8, we're going to go towards 12.6 and 12. Some people say 12.5, but I think 12.6. But let's say 12.5. Why?
Yeah, and so this essentially bypasses underlying.
We've been speaking for 2 hours. تكلمنا احنا لمدة ساعتين، والناس اللي بيقولوا انه اشرف العايدي دائما بيتكلم عن الواتساب وعن الاشياء وعن always promoting stuff. هذا برهان انه تكلمنا معاكم لمدة ساعتين، اوكي، من شان نعلمكم وندربكم ونثقفكم. اوكي طيب. So here هنا عندك yeah. So basically yeah, these are key levels. Be careful. And the thing about the market is that we can go very quickly. We can touch, I think 12, yeah, this is what I meant by 12,500. Why I said 12,500. It's this level here. It's the low here, the high here, and it's this high. Okay, so it's this level, 25 points. Okay, with gold, yeah, he's still looking that he wants to resell. There is an important level here. I'm sure a lot of you have seen it. Some of you may have, some of you may not. Some of you may have seen their own shadows and said, oh. But there are some key levels here. So there is a support level here on the weekly. It's a bit dangerous, not responsible for this. I don't think 1605 is a guaranteed, but I do think that this is where we're going to go towards 1680. I've been talking about this since actually late last week. 1680 1680 شيء معقول ويمكن نشوفها بسرعة. And this is the crazy thing about gold. We can see it very quickly. Okay. And yeah. So I think that it's quite enough here for what we have mentioned. Again, the WhatsApp group, it's mainly for the people who are 6-month and 12-month subscribers. If you are 1 month or 3 month, you're not going to get the WhatsApp group. I'm not spending a lot of time on doing the premium. So you add value. It's the 6-month, 3-month. You get trades, you get analysis, you get voice notes, you get a lot of things. رسائل صوتية بتجيكم، رسائل صوتية بتجيكم، تداولات وصفقات ومخططات ورسائل صوتية وكل ذلك في 6 أشهر و12 شهر. مش محرزة الواحد ياخذ شهرين ولا 3 أشهر ولا. And that's basically what we are. The website is here. It's very clear. There is no mystery to it. Okay. And here we are, and that's where you get the information. And if you want to contact us, you go to here, the website, and you go to contact us, and you ask us any questions. If you have a 1 month or a 3 month, and you want to change it to 6 months, you can go to a link that I can give you, and that's basically that. Premium, subscribe. This is all the info. Very, very, you get to learn about the markets. You're going to learn about the economy. You get to make a few trades here and there. It is, and even when you lose money, you'll probably get to know why you lost money. Sometimes what I do, I tell people, well, I'm not sure what to do. I'm not sure what this. I tell them, okay, send me a snapshot of your phone. Send me a snapshot of the margin, and I'll help to tell you. And I helped a lot of people doing this. Some people there was a lady who basically was doing the right thing, but she was also doing the wrong thing. She had a $500,000 account it's granted, I understand, but every trade she was going on, she was going into 10 lots. It was crazy. Why do you have to go 10 lots? And then I deal with around 10 pairs. She was going into Euro Swiss. She was going into a Sterling CAD. Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? Some people, they manage to find a way to lose money. والناس بيدخلوا ب5 لوت 4 لوت مش عارف ليه. الا اذا عندك حساب على الاقل $200,000 تدخل في 5 لوت. ففي ناس اللي بساعدهم بقول لهم طيب اذا عندك مشكله تقدر تتداول، تقدر هيك، واذا مش عارف بقول له والله انا شاري هون بايع هون بايع هون، بقول له طيب خلينا نشوف، ابعث لي صوره الجوال خلينا نشوف كيف المارجن. And then we try to help people. And it's basically that. So thank you very much, everyone. And I hope this has been valuable and helpful. I think Abdullah, sorry for taking a little bit too long, but I hope it was helpful, and sorry for the early delay. Okay.
Thank you so much, Ashraf. No, it was really interesting, and I'm pretty sure that from the comment of people who were watching that it was really interesting. We had the conversation that you can give like 1 hour, but you were really generous with us, and you gave us from your experience and from all this information. I really advise everyone to follow Ashraf on. You have your WhatsApp group. You said you have a Telegram, I think.
Yeah, I have the Telegram, and you can also go to Twitter. I mean, it's Twitter. You can go to Twitter here, Laidi, and here I am. Let's try to go to. Let's try to go to 66,666. Let's try to do that this week.
Nice number.
This is what the YouTube guys would say.
Yeah, nice number. So thank you so much again.
Thank you very much, Abdullah, and thank you for organizing this. Thank you for organizing the sessions, and my condolences, command to Abdullah, lost a relative, and he's been able to do this with a smile and with a lot of patience, even with me, with the no sound for 5-10 minutes. Bravo, Abdullah, and thank you, XTB, for helping out with this, for holding this process, to trying to educate the people. And again, I just want to say something, just to say one last thing. It does not look good analysis, a great analysis, expert is nothing if you do not manage your risk correctly. Okay, because the first trade could be right. The second trade could be on the money. The third trade could be on the money. But the fourth trade, if it is, خلينا نقول, if it's not wrong, it is just too early or too late. If you are using a big size, it can burn everything. So And I just want to say one last thing. A lot of hedge fund managers, their success rates, نسبة النجاح في عدة من مدراء التداول، نسبة نجاحهم تعرفوا كم؟ 65%. يعني 2 مقسومة على 3، يعني 2 على 3، مش 4 على 5، مش 80%، not 80%, not 90%. 60%, less than 2/3, they have a success rate of 2/3, but they know how to manage the wrong calls. And I'll leave it at that.
Perfect. And I can say this also with you, because many times things happened with us, and especially me. Once I started trading in the Forex, I blowed, many accounts were blown due to this error, and then now all my focus is on risk management and how to manage the risk, because this is what makes you profitable, I think, in this business.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Abdullah. Thank you, everyone, for participating.
Thank you, Ashraf, for your time. Guys, now we will be also with Ms. Saida. She's a representative from XTB, and she will be talking about in Arabic. The session will be in Arabic. هذه السيشن رح بتكون بالعربي حوالي ربع ساعة. رح تكون عم تحكي وعم تجاوبكم عن أي تفاصيل بتحبوا تعرفوها عن الإكستيشن. مس سايدة هي مديرة سينيور، يعني السيدة هي رئيسة مديرية الحسابات ب XTB. سيدة ساعدني، and إن الله راد رح بتكون عم تحكي لكم وتجاوبكم عن كل التفاصيل اللي بدكم إياها بما يتعلق بالإكستيشن وبما يتعلق بالأوفرز اللي عم يعملون حاليا XTB وخصوص التداول على الجولد وإلى ما هنالك. So hello Ms. سايدة.
أهلين أستاذ عبد الله، أهلين أستاذ أشرف.
شكرا. Thank you, and I'm out of here.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. زي ما قلت أستاذ عبد الله، حتكون برزنتيشن سريعة على XTB وعلى كيفية استعمال منصة XTB بالعربي المرة دي. امبارح كانت باللغة الإنجليزية، فالمرة دي حتكون بالعربي. I'm gonna start sharing my screen.
اول شيء بس بدي اقول لك شغله، ثانك يو مس سيدة، عم نعذبك معنا دائما. نحن بنكون عم نحكيكي كمان لبنان، بنكون عندنا طلبات اوقات كثير، يو اند لميس ميلي، وان شاء الله everything will go smoothly.
اي وقت استاذ عبد الله. مش عارفه لو ممكن يشوفوا السكرين بتاعي دلوقتي.
يس مبين السكرين.
ممتاز.
رح نتاكد اتس ديليت على اليوتيوب بس رح تبين.
اوكي ممتاز شكرا. فده الويب سايت بتاع XTB باللغه العربيه. في XTB انترناشونال هي البرانش اللي بتقدم السيرفيس لمنطقه الشرق الاوسط ومنطقه الخليج. دونك الناس اللي عاوزه تتداول مع XTB انترناشونال لما بيروحوا على الويب سايت بيكون عندهم الاوبشن انهم يختاروا الانترناشونال لو هم عاوزين باللغه الانجليزيه، او العربي لو هم عاوزين العربي. بس تعريف بسيط يعني وسريع على المتداولين. يعني النهارده على شركه XTB المعلومات دي متواجده يعني على الويب سايت بتاعنا باللغتين بالعربي وبالانجلش. فشركه XTB هي شركه وساطه للتداول، بتقدم يعني الفرصه للتداول الفوركس وعقود الفروقات، تاسست بقالها اكثر من 15 سنه. والشركه الام متواجده في بولندا ومدرجه في السوق البولنديه. XTB انترناشونال يعني الريجوليشن والمعلومات دي كلها بتلاقوها في البوتوم بتاع الويب سايت هنا. فبتلاقوا التراخيص البرانشز التانيين بتاع شركة XTB، زي مثلا XTB UK مرخصة من هيئة الرقابة المالية البريطانية. ده الترخيص بتاع XTB انترناشونال والرقم بتاعه. دي المعلومات بتكون مفيدة للمتداولين، عشان واحد لما بيبتدي يتداول أهم حاجة إنه يتعامل مع وسيط مرخص. دونك دي شوية تفاصيل على شركة XTB. برضو حاجة مهمة إنه في يعني كلاينت كتير بيسألونا كيفية التواصل مع شركة XTB. ففي طرق عدة. إحنا هنا موجود طرق التواصل بتكون عن طريق التليفون، في ارقام التليفون بتاع شركه XTB، او عن طريق الشات دايركتلي. في support 5 days per week Monday to Friday. and لو في اي اسئله للمتداولين اللي عندهم مثلا حسابات تجريبيه، للمتداولين اللي بيكون عندهم حسابات حقيقيه بيكون عنده account manager خاص بيه، بيبقى عنده التفاصيل بتاع التواصل معاه كلها، يعني تليفون وواتساب، في ايميلز وكل حاجه، عشان يبقى في كونتاكت دايم لو هو محتاج الاكونت مانجر بتاعه. من خلال الويب سايت، يعني هي البلاتفورم بتاع XTB. نقطه عفوا، قبل ما بنروح للبلاتفورم بتاع XTB، هنا ممكن لو بنضغط على منصات التداول بنلاقي اللينك عشان تعملوا التحميل على الجوال. والبلاتفورم هي ويب بيست، يعني مش محتاجين تعملوا لها داونلود، طريقه الدخول هي عن طريق الويب سايت دايركتلي. فبندوس على تسجيل الدخول، ده بيديك الخيار انك تدخل على المنصه للتداول او مكتب العميل. مكتب العميل هي المنطقه اللي بيكون فيها كل التفاصيل على الاكونت بتاعك، لو انت عاوز تعمل ديبوزيت او withdrawal، فبتعمل مانجمنت للاكونت بتاعك عن طريق مكتب العميل، والتداول بيكون عن طريق المنصه. اوكي، دي الصفحه الرئيسيه بتاع المنصه. هنعمل حاجه صغيره، احنا هنغير دلوقتي للغه العربيه. بس دي هنشيل هنا. فبنروح على السيتنج وبنغير اللانجوج عشان نغيرها للعربي. دي الصفحه الرئيسيه بتاع البلاتفورم باللغه العربيه. على الجهه الشمال بنلاقي الاسواق اللي بتقدمها XTB. ففي الفوركس عندنا اكثر من 49 بيرز اوف فوركس، في الرائد والثانوي. عندنا المؤشرات، اهم المؤشرات الناسداك، الداكس، كلهم موجودين هنا. وبعدين بنلاقي الكوموديتي، السلع مقسمة: معادن ثمينة ومعادن صناعية والطاقة والزراعة. في تداول الكريبتو. نقطة كنت عاوزة أوضحها بخصوص تداول الكريبتو. زي ما عارفين XTB بتقدم الأوبشن بين حساب ستاندر وحساب إسلامي. للناس المهتمة بتداول الكريبتو بيكون بس عن طريق الحساب ستاندر. تداول الكريبتو مش مسموح على الإسلاميك أكاونت. وبعدين بنلاقي ستوكس، والستوكس مقسمة بالدول. دي ستوكس للولايات المتحدة الأمريكية. العدد الجملي للستوكس اللي ممكن واحد يتداولها على المنصة هي 1600. ودي الصناديق. دي أغلب الماركت اللي ممكن يتداولها المتداول على الحساب بتاعه. من الجهة الثانية بنلاقي تحاليل، يعني خلافاً للشارت، بنلاقي من فوق الأخبار دي اللي بتقدمها XTB للمتداولين. الأخبار حالياً المتواجدة على البلاتفورم باللغة الإنجليزية، حتى لو كانت البلاتفورم باللغة العربية، بس احنا بنشتغل على إنه يكون في integration للأخبار باللغة العربية، وهيكون متاح إن شاء الله عن قريب. عندي لكم الفلتر هنا بيتيح إنك تختار الأخبار اللي أنت عاوز تشوفها. لو أنت مثلا مهتم أكتر بتداول الفوركس، فهتلاقي الأخبار اللي تكون مهتمة بالفوركس في البانك ريكومنديشن اللي هي بتكون متاحة كل ما في ريليس من البيج بانكس لايك JP مورغان أو أي حاجة، بيكون متاح في قسم الأخبار. ودي برضو النقطة الثانية اللي هي نوتيفيكيشن بتخليك يكون عندك إشعار كل ما يكون في خبر جديد على السكشن بتاع الأخبار. لو بنرجع تاني على السكشن بتاع الشارت، فهنا بتلاقوا الانديكيتورز. أغلب الانديكيتور اللي بيستعملوها المتداولين موجودة هنا، فبتختار من الانديكيتور اللي حضرتك عاوز تستعملها عشان التحليل الفني. نقطة تانية بخصوص التداول، الحاجة يعني اللي بيستعملوها المتداولين كتير لما بيستعملوا البلاتفورم هي الكالكوليتر. الكالكوليتر بيتيح لك انك قبل ما تفتح الصفقه بيكون عندك معلومات كافيه على الصفقه، فبيحدد لك سبريد لو في اي عموله بتدفعها برضه يعني بتكون مبينه. فدي معلومات مهمه للمتداولين قبل ما يفتح الصفقه، وده يخليك تتحكم برضه في الفوليوم اللي عاوز يتداول فيه. في النقطتين، في التنفيذ الفوري وفي الامر المعلق. الامر المعلق هو اللي بيتيح لك انك تختار السعر اللي انت عاوز تدخل به الصفقات، والتنفيذ الفوري بيكون الاكزيكيوشن يعني على طول اول ما تدوس على شراء او بيع. دي اهم الفيتشرز المتواجده يعني على المنصه. الحاجه الثانيه اللي كنت عاوزه اوضحها للمشاركين النهارده، احنا XTB دايما بتركز على التعليم من خلال الندوات اللي بنعملها، زي مثلا الاشتراك في الندوه اللي عملها الاستاذ عبد الله، او الماستر كلاس مثلا اللي هيكون على اواخر الشهر الجاي. فالتعليم من اهم الحاجات المتاحه للمتداولين. فالسكشن بتاع التعليم متواجد هنا، وكل يعني في دايما ابديت للكورسز الجداد. حاليا في الكورسات الجديده دي بتاع تريدنج مايند سيت كورس والتريدنج استراتيجيز. برضو النقطة الثانية إنه التعليم برضو متاح باللغة العربية. عندنا كورس متكامل للأستاذ أشرف العايدي اللي هو الانفستمنت ماستر، متواجد على الأب، لسه مش متواجد على البلاتفورم، بس اللي بيستعملوا الأب ممكن يشوفوا الكورس بتاع الأستاذ أشرف العايدي. دي أهم الحاجات اللي كنت عاوزة أتكلم عليها النهاردة على البلاتفورم بتاع XTB. للمشاركين في الندوة دي عندهم يعني في الأوبشن إنهم يكون في تداول على الديمو أكاونت. يعني لو نعود يعني للويب سايت بتاع XTB، لما بنروح على الويب سايت في الأوبشن بتاع إنشاء حساب حقيقي، ودي بتدخل البيانات بتاعك وتبتدي تعمل الفيريفيكيشن. وفي الاوبشن بتاع الحساب التجريبي. الحساب التجريبي بيديك 30 يوم ممكن تعمل فيها تيست للبلاتفورم. بيكون في رصيد يعني وهمي بيخليك تعمل صفقات وتشوف يعني الانفستمنت في الماركت بتكون ازاي. الحاجه المختلفه على الريل اكاونت بتكون اكتر في تحاليل السوق. فتحاليل السوق بتكون اكتر يعني متعمقه اكتر في الحساب الحقيقي. ففي يعني فيتشرز بتكون بس على الحساب الحقيقي مش على الحساب الديمو. دي اهم الحاجات اللي ممكن نتكلم عليها النهارده على البلاتفورم. مش عارفه لو في اسئله استاذ عبد الله حاليا ولا لا.
يلا شوي بيتأخر يعني على اليوتيوب يوصل.
اوكي.
كان في حدا بس سأل what are the instruments you offer، بس انت كنت هلا عم تقوليهم تبع الكريبتو ستاندر وكله.
او ممكن نعيد تاني. يعني هو الانسترومنت اللي ممكن تتداولها في الفوركس تريدر او البارس بتاع الفوركس، وفي الناس مهتمه بالسي اف دي فبيكون للمؤشرات وللسلع الكريبتو والستوكس. الحاجات الجديده اللي XTB وفرتها يعني من فتره قصيره هي الجولد فيتشر، تداول العقود الآجلة للذهب. دي من البرودكت الجديدة ل XTB. في ناس بيكون عندها اهتمام بتداول عقود الآجلة للذهب، especially يعني بخصوص السواب، يعني مفيش عمولات تبييت للجولد فيتشرز. يعني لو بنشوف هنا الجولد فيتشرز، فبتشوف هنا السبريد اللي هيكون ل 1 لوت، بس هنا مفيش عمولة تبييت يومية.
اوكي، سؤال مصطفى كمان عم بيسأل if I'm trading stocks Can I move my investment portfolio if I decide to close the XTB?
اوكي، هو تداول الستوكس استاذ عبد الله مع اكس تي بي بيكون في شكل عقود فقط، يعني هو he doesn't buy the actual stock يعني، فمش هيقدر يغيرها لبروكر تاني. لو ده السؤال اللي هو سأله، مش كده؟
ايه، هو بالمبدأ هيك يعني، اذا بده يسكر مع اكس تي بي في له البورتفوليو لغير المطرح، اذا بس بده يكون هيدا ريل ستوك او وانتو سي اف ديز بعتقد.
exactly. حاليا التريدنج على الستوكس بيكون على شكل سي اف ديز only.
اوكي بيرفكت. في ادونيس كمان، واتس ذا ديفرنس فروم ميتا تريدر لاكس ستيشن، اللي هو ليش ما في ميتا تريدر؟
هو السؤال ده دايما بيطرح، يعني شو الفرق؟ يعني من ناحيه التداول مش هيكون في فرق، زي ما واحد بيستعمل تليفون سامسونج والتاني بيستعمل تليفون ايفون. So it's a different app. X-Station 5 it's a platform, an app developed by XTB. يعني we own the platform, so we always work on having the latest feature. يعني دايما بنشتغل على تحسين المنصه بتاعتنا. يعني it's an award winning platform سهله الاستعمال. يعني حتى لشخص مبتدئ عمره ما سمع عن التداول بيقدر in minutes know how to open position, how to close it, how to manage البوزيشن بتاعه. ف it's really user friendly. واحنا دي من الحاجات اللي مركزين عليها في الشركه، انه دايما بيكون development للاكس ستيشن 5. الام تي 4 هي بلاتفورم، يعني زي ما بيقول واحد تربى عليها يعني، ففي ناس متشبثه بالام تي 4 بس. يعني حاليا اكس تي بي بتتيح التداول على اكس ستيشن 5 اونلي، بس في probability انها تكون برضو الام تي 4 متاحه تاني. يعني كنا بنقدمها قبل كده، فممكن تكون متاحه تاني ان شاء الله في القريب العاجل.
اوكي بيرفكت. في شغله بس بدي اذكرها للاشخاص اللي عم يتابعونا، انه انتم once you signed up كرمال الفوركس ويك and you got the registration form, now you should have a demo account already sent from XTB. لازم يكون عندكم demo account انبعث already من XTB. You can try it يعني you can go and try. اذا بدكم اي تفاصيل كمان فيكم تحكوا مع سايت XTB directly او تحكونا على الفوركس سبيس and we will resend you a link، او نحن نعمل لكم ديمو كمان كرمال لحتى تنزلوا الاكس ستيشن and you can try it. يعني اليوم بعتقد احلى طريقه للواحد يعرف الفرق هو يجرب. طالما في شيء اسمه ديمو اكونت you can try. اذا اشخاص مثلا اذا اشخاص اوريدي عندهم ام تي 4 او ام تي 5 and فيهم يعملوا داونلود للاكس ستيشن، لانه كثير من العملاء اللي معنا وكثير الاشخاص اللي فتحوا مع الاكس تي بي لانه كانوا معنا قالوا انه كمان الاكس ستيشن اتس ريلي نايس وكثير فريندلي بالاستعمال وكثير مهضومه وهينه. بس دائما اول رده فعل عند الاشخاص مثل ما قلتي هلا من شوي سيدة، انه بيكون عندهم دائما اول رده انه ام تي 4 ليه ما في ام تي 4. بس anything يعني any platform we can get used to it.
Exactly, especially انه most of the indicator, most of the feature اللي متواجده في الام تي 4 متواجده برضه في الاكس ستيشن. يعني الاكزكيوشن is perfect، ما فيش مشاكل في السيرفر. ف يعني everything is available للتريدر انه يكون التداول بتاعه successful من الناحيه التقنيه للشيء. يعني ف زي ما قلت انه واحد المسجلين في الندوه دي كلهم عندهم حسابات تجريبيه. يعني to enter you just to click on يعني تسجيل الدخول او لوجين بالانجلش، وبس بتدخل الايميل ادرس اللي انت سجلت بيها للايفنت ده and then you will log into your demo account directly. and احسن طريقه انه you test it, you have the demo for a month. احنا كاكونت مانجر يعني متواجدين من الاثنين للجمعه لو في شخص عاوز work through how to use it. بالاضافه للفيديوهات اللي احنا عندنا كيفيه استعمال المنصه، بنكون برضو available للمتداولين ان احنا نشرح لهم ازاي يتعامل معاها لو هو يعني بيلاقي صعوبه فيها يعني.
اوكي بيرفكت. كان مصطفى عم بيقول ما سمعك منيح، انت عم تقولي بخصوص التريدينج عم نقول انه السي اف ديز هن ستوكس مصطفى. ما فيك انك انت تكون عم تنقل بورتفوليو تبع ستوك من الاكس تي بي لمطرح ثاني. ان كيس انت كنت عم تقرر تسكر البورتفوليو تبعك بالاكس تي بي you have to close the positions and get your money, and if it's loss or gain اذا ربحت ولا خسرت بتكون صارت بالاكونت الاكويتي ايكوال بالانس and then فيك ترجع تسحبها.
Exactly, yeah, exactly. في أي أسئلة تانية ولا نروح شوية على الإيفنتس اللي إحنا والأوفرز اللي بنقدمها؟ بنروح خلاص.
بس في شغله مسؤول قبل حتى الاشخاص ينتبهوا على شغله، ما تنسوا انه نحن في عنا جيم we will launch it مع الاكس تي بي لايف تريدنج كومبيتيشن. and هيدا اللايف تريدنج كومبيتيشن it requires انه تكونوا فقط بس مثل ما حكيت مع لميس نهار الاثنين بالانترو اللي ما عرف عنا، فيكم ترجعوا تحضروا ريبلاي موجوده على اليوتيوب شانل اول الانترو تبع الفوركس ويك that you can get فيكم تكونوا عم تفوتوا بهالكومبيتيشن with no fees nothing at all just opening a account مع الاكس تي بي between 500 is a normal competition والفي اي بي competition 3000. بس رح نروح بالتفاصيل كلها لما بنطلق الحمله تبعها ابتداء من اخر هذا الشهر. so make sure كمان تكونوا عم تتابعونا لها بس تتعرفوا الاشخاص اللي بعدهم هلا مقررين بدهم يفتحوا مع بروكر ولا لا مع غير بروكر. if you are willing تفوتوا معنا بهالكومبيتيشن واللي رح كون انا عم تابعكم فيها شخصيا ويوميا ضمن التليجرام شانل تبعنا وضمن التريدنج اللي عم نعملهم to make sure انه الاكونتات تبعكم عم تعلوا just if you follow اللي عم نعمله، غير اذا انتم عملتوا غير تريدات. it will be also for free لكم على 3 اشهر. so make sure انكم تكونوا عم تفتحوا الاكونت from now اذا عندكم اي تشوز تكونوا عم تعملوه. سوري مس سيدة فيك تكمل.
لا هو أنا كنت بس عاوزة أشير لنقطة مهمة بخصوص التعليم. زي ما قلنا إنه الفيديوهات التعليمية متواجدة على البلاتفورم وعلى الأب. على الأب متواجدة مثلا من أهم الفيديوهات المتاحة باللغة العربية هي الانفستمنت ماستر للأستاذ أشرف العايدي، 5 فيديوهات بيتكلم فيها على استراتيجيات التداول، الريسك مانجمنت اللي هو اتكلم عليها النهارده برضو. وعندنا ايفنتس ويكلي ايفنتس كل يوم 2 وكل يوم 4. يوم الاثنين بيكون تحليل للاسواق، يعني بيديك فكره على ايه المنتظر، الماركتس، البيج ايفنتس، الكالندرز، كل الحاجات دي بتكون على يوم الاثنين. ويوم الاربعاء بيكون مخصص على الاستراتيجيه معينه بيكون شرحها. الفيديوهات دي بتكون متاحه على اكس تي بي اريبيا يوتيوب شانل اللي فيها الفيديوهات السابقه للحاجات التعليميه، وكل ما بيكون في ويبينار او ماستر كلاس برضو بيكون متاح على اكس تي بي اريبيا يوتيوب شانل. عندنا برضو اكس تي بي اريبيا على الانستغرام. فدي يعني السوشيال ميديا اللي ممكن تتابعوا اكس تي بي عليها. بخصوص الاوفرز اللي عندنا، فحاليا زي ما شرحت انه احنا we did launch الجولد فيوتشر من فتره، وعملنا برضو an offer اللي هو لسه متاح للناس المهتمه بتداول الجولد. عندنا استرجاع السبريد من 5% الى 35%، وده يعني بيختلف على حسب حجم التداول لكل واحد. لما بيكون عندك حساب حقيقي زي ما قلت، الاكونت مانجر يعني يشرح لك اكتر كيفيه يعني how to benefit من الكاش باك على تريدنج جولد، او مثلا لو انت مهتم باسواق ثانيه برضو ممكن يكون الاوفر على الاسواق الثانيه. فده عموما البرزنتيشن على اكس تي بي استاذ عبد الله. فهل في اي اسئله بخصوص البلاتفورم او بخصوص الاوفرز اللي عندنا او اي حاجه؟
صراحة ما في على اليوتيوب شانل حاليا أي أسئلة عن هذا الموضوع، ولكن بعتقد إنه رح يكون في بعد أسئلة أكثر مسألة قصص البيزك لما بيفتحوها لهذه الإكس ستيشن بلاي ستيشن الإكس ستيشن لا، وبيكونوا كمان يعني أكثر عم يتداولوا عليها وعم بيجربوها مثل ما قلت their free demo account. فيهم يجربوا عليها ويشتغلوا كيف تتاخد بأي طريقة and they can ساعتها have their questions. أكيد يعني you will be ready to reply or something like this.
اوكي ممتاز. شكرا استاذ عبد الله على الايفنت ده. It's really interesting للمتداولين. Hopefully we will have other events to make them like aware of all the details of trading ويكونوا successful and everything. فشكرا استاذ عبد الله مرة ثانية.
بالعكس شكرا لك. بس بحاجة للسكرين أول ما تخلصي.
شكرا، مع السلامة.
Thank you so much. Okay, so يلا. So thank you جميعا على متابعتكم للأشخاص اللي بقيوا اليوم. رح أعمل آخر مرة شير على الفوركس ويك to make sure إنكم اليوم كنا بمارس 3 2021 كنا مع أشرف العايدة. It was a really interesting session بشكل كتير كبير بالنسبة لإلي. And tomorrow we have a session also in English with Heatherman. It will be also from 7 to 9 GMT plus 2. If you are watching GMT time, it's 5 p.m. Okay, so hope الجميع يكونوا موجودين and to spread دايما اللينك لايف once كان عمل ليوصل لأكبر عدد من التريدرز اللي عن جد بيحبوا يكونوا عم يتابعوا الأمور. وبيبقى عندنا مارش 5 كمان حمزة زرايمك. I believe it will be so interesting 2 sessions باقيين. صراحة لهلا كانت السيشنز كتير حلوة، الفيدباكس اللي عم تجينا كمان كتير رائعة. حتى على الواتساب باي ايميلز عم تبعتوا لنا الفيدباكس. يعني عن جد اول شيء بتعقدوا. Thank you so much for your support بهيدي الامور. وان شاء الله we will do our best قد ما فينا to deliver more and to bring people who can show you how this business is a real business you can build. بنفس الوقت it can create a real income لإلكم إذا عن جد بتاخدوها بشكل جدي and you build it بشكل جدي. So thank you so much لكل الأشخاص اللي كانوا معنا، لكل الأشخاص اللي تابعونا وبقيوا ساعتين وثلث كاملين عم يتابعونا اليوم. هذا بيفرجي قد ايه انتم جديين بهذا الموضوع انه تبنوه وجديين انكم توصلوا. انا بالنسبه لليوتيوب لايف ستريم لحتى يطلعوا ريبلاي ورا بعضهم ما بكون عم بعمل يوتيوب لايف ستريم هالاسبوع، ولكن ابتداء من بكره مع الالراد مع التيم تبعنا الكوميونتي على الزوم وعلى التليجرام شانل رح نرجع نباشر ونكمل بعد النكسه او الامور العائليه اللي كانت موجوده بما يتعلق بحادثه بوفاه اشخاص من العائله. وان الله راد بنكون عم نرجع نكمل مع الكوميونتي نرجع لللايف ستريم تبعنا ابتداء من تنين الجايه على اليوتيوب شانل فور فري للجميع. بس ما رح تكون هلا هالاسبوع في لايف ستريم على اليوتيوب للكل. اوكي سو يعطيكم الف عافيه جميعا. ثانك يو سو ماتش. اذا حدا عنده اي اسئله في يكون عم يسال ومنجاوب عليها هونيك على اليوتيوب. ثانك يو.
Do you want to have access to the latest technology that lets you be one step or even a few steps ahead? When you trade gold CFDs, be like me. Trade with XTB.